Hello. We're finally back after. I guess we're off for a week. Steve is sick. Josh was away. My Leafs were probably losing last week, so so heartbreak all around.
Yes,
How's everyone doing today?
Much better.
I'm okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
you're feeling better, Steve? Yeah, you're good.
I'm
What's
still here.
the problem with the mic there, Josh?
Shouldn't be
You're a little low.
anything wrong. Hi, I'm low. Oh my god.
You're echoey.
Oh my god. Wow. Forget me then.
What have you done? Were you Twitch streaming yesterday?
That should do it.
Oh, there you go. Did you turn
Sorry,
on the manly
sorry.
voice
Sorry
emulator?
about that. Yeah, I forgot the filter for the man part of my voice.
Yeah.
So we're good to go.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. I've seen it. Josh, you've seen it. Steve has seen it.
Ooh.
Definitely gonna be spoilers for now. So maybe come back in 10 minutes if you don't want to hear spoilers. Just mute it. I'll put the spoilers tag off when we're done. So Steve, you want to go first? Thoughts, comments, concerns about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
I thought it was really good. I wasn't sure which version of Warlock we were getting, but
Yes.
not what I was expecting. But it definitely has some. It has some roots in comics as far as his personality there.
Yeah.
So that was it was cool to see that. Evolutionary was an excellent villain, and I hope that we get to see some more of him.
I really
There were
enjoyed
so many payoffs to all the character arcs. It was really well done.
Yes.
Very
Josh?
emotional. My children were very. Were feeling
Oh,
lots of
it is
feelings.
not. It's not really a kids movie, right?
I mean, I would call it a family-ish movie, but I definitely wouldn't
Yeah.
call it a kids movie. Yeah, there was some moments there. I mean, I don't say I cringe often. There was a couple of parts, and I would feel that because it was so like, ooh, like it hurt so deep, is because obviously you cared for the character so much, and you wouldn't have done that if it weren't for the other movies. So I feel like
Yeah,
because of all that build-up-
that was kind of my explanation to the kids. I'm like, this is amazing that a movie is making you feel like this. So
Yeah.
obviously it was,
Yeah.
it's a well done movie if it can evoke that type of feelings and emotions from you.
I would definitely agree. I would say also that I probably teared up more than half through this movie. Like there was many times where I caught myself like sniffling and like,
That was a cold.
oh yeah, I just had a little cold. I had a cold for how long was the movie? 2 hours and 10 minutes. I had a cold for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Hi, Sammy. But yeah, super emotional, crazy good. Couple of questionable situations. I don't
What do you mean?
overly enjoy the way that they did Warlock, but I also understand the way that they did him because of, I think, just the way
Time constraints.
time constraints, but also I think they're going to use him more. So perhaps we're
Yeah,
seeing,
I wish
like,
that they had a scene of him coming out of the cocoon.
I feel like we're gonna get that that we're gonna get that, like, that's gonna be a
Backstory.
whole thing. That's gonna be like a whole thing, and then like we're gonna get caught up to that moment, and then we're gonna see him evolve more. But I mean, it'd be interesting to as well to see how much time had passed between the ending of the movie and the last credit scene that happened with
Oh yeah,
the new group together.
not the very
would
last
ass-
credit scene because that was kind of pointless.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
that was like
silly.
a shawarma scene.
Yeah.
So
Um,
that girl is also a character
Right.
in the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I would say It's one of the better movies they've done. Probably definitely the best movie in this phase.
Yeah.
Definitely super sad. James Gunn does torture well. Like that rabbit. The first time you see that rabbit, it's like, oh, dude. Yeah.
100%.
High Evolutionary. I hope we see more of him because he is. I don't know. He's not the best villain, but he's definitely better than Gore. He's definitely better than a lot of villains we've seen in Marvel so far.
He's like his villainy is like kind of like on par with Thanos. Like in some of his storylines, like you can kind of see like what he's trying to accomplish is just like what he's trying to accomplish. Long term makes sense, but in the short term, it causes a lot of problems for people that are alive now.
Thanos did nothing
but
wrong.
you understand his motivation.
Yeah.
So, like, he's a cool villain
yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was one of the better. I'm sad to see James Gunn go. It does give me excitement for DC.
Yeah.
It's nice that we got the first fuck in Marvel in a Marvel movie.
I think that it cements Guardians as like the best solo franchise in the Marvel universe.
I was very surprised. I was very surprised that they F-bomb. Welcome.
You mean as a team trilogy over Avengers?
Oh,
No.
no, I'm saying solo entry. So I'm not including
Yeah.
Avengers in that, but like
Yeah.
it's the most consistent.
It's better than the first. It's better than the four Thor movies combined. It's better than the three Cap movies combined.
Cap is prior to this, I would say Cap is the best trilogy, but Cap 1 is a little kind of hokey. It's still very enjoyable, but I feel like this is more of a singular vision. I feel like this puts it as the best of the solo franchises.
Yeah,
I am kind of
a very
excited
close
to watch them in tandem, like 1, 2, and 3, even with all the things that happened in between. I feel like it did very well coerce together. Sorry, just as you were saying, Steve. But
I definitely agree.
I would 100%.
Sammy says saw it on Thursday. Liked the movie, just a bit upset about it. Sammy, do you want to elaborate on what you're upset about? Yeah, every character story got a payoff. I like that they didn't put Peter and Gamora back together. They went their separate ways. It's still like you still get the sense of family, but they're still gonna kind of grow as characters on their own. Kraglin was fun. Cosmo was great. Lila and Rocket were heartbreaking.
Yeah, that was so.
But I am excited to see, like, there's no way they'll leave that version of Guardians on the table and never do anything with them again. I would see a Rocket, Groot, Warlock. There's another character in there I didn't notice or recognize. The little girl.
Yeah, Phyla.
Yeah. Oh, she's she was Phyla. Oh, okay, now I am.
Yeah.
I missed the name, so I wasn't sure. But
Yeah.
Did they
They
say her
call her
name?
that. They say her name once.
Oh, see, I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought it was like that one time. Yeah.
Sam is upset no one died.
Yeah. See, this is
But
the other thing too.
no one's going to see that movie though, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that lineup's not grabbing people though.
No, you don't
Yeah.
think so?
No.
Maybe. I mean,
No.
okay.
Do you think do you think that team will show up in Secret Wars though?
Oh yeah.
I
for
think
sure.
they will show up, but I don't think that team, you saw it, is going to be
There'll be a volume
the
4
team
new.
in any ongoing another Guardians movie. Maybe they'd have to add to it. They'd have to add some more familiar faces.
Sammy says the old friends from Rocket don't count as being deaths. So yeah, Guardians made a ton of money. It beat Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, pretty handily in 2 weeks. Just after 10 days of release, James Gunn's Guardian of the Galaxy already outgrossed previous Phase 5 threequel Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Peyton Reed's divisive MCU adventure fell just shy of $500 million. with a lifetime gross of 475, but with the Intergalactic A-Holes Final Flight took in 60.5 million over the course of its second weekend in the US, bringing its total to 528. Do we think this will end up at 750? 800?
Yep. I would say 750. So it's so by the time we hit Friday, it's going to be over 575, right? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's going to finish that weekend.
We have Little Mermaid coming though next weekend, right?
Yeah, a bunch of people already said they don't like it.
Nobody's seen it. How can they not like it if anyone hasn't seen it yet?
I thought there was a bunch of people that said they were able to see it.
Oh, really? I don't know. I know there was a premiere. I saw decent reviews for it from those people, but they're always people at the premiere are always like, yeah, it's the best thing ever. So you can't really.
Yeah.
And maybe maybe we need a new segment of stupid things for people to care about. People are upset that Cosmo was played by a female voice instead of a male voice. I thought she was great. It's Maria Bakalova, I believe her name is. She was from Borat's sequel. She played his daughter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is this something to be really?
I'm curious. So stuff like that annoys me.
But okay, so his explanation was Laika, whose Cosmo is based on, was actually a female dog. So he just went back to the.
But that doesn't make Cosmo a female.
Does it really matter though?
No, I'm saying, if I would like things to be as close to the comic book as possible. So, like, for me, like, if I had a preference, it would be a male voice. But does it bother me? No.
Oh, okay.
But
some people it really bothered.
I can understand people that get upset about it.
Let me ask you
a question. Let me ask you a question. Okay. So like this comes up a lot of times about like gender or skin color of the character doesn't match up, line up, right?
Yeah.
They put out a Fantastic Four movie,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And the Thing turns into the Thing, and he is bright purple instead of orange.
I'm not attached to what the Thing looks like, so that's probably a bad.
I'm not attached to 60 years of publishing where he's orange.
Maybe he's got
if the character's well written and the story is good, I'm not so attached.
A slight preference at all?
Huh?
You wouldn't have a slight preference at all?
I mean,
we've had iterations of Fantastic Four that have been bad.
You wouldn't have a brief moment of like purple.
Sure, it'd be like, okay, it's purple, like
okay, yeah. So just take that, to a nerdist that's just going all out.
I would never tweet about that at the director saying, "Hey, you ruined my life. Cosmo's a female."
No, I am with you there. It's not bothering me that the dog is female. I'm just saying, like, some people get really into this stuff. So, like, if you have a second thought of, wait, the Thing's purple? Okay, and you're just a regular, rational human being, now take someone that's really invested into this.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing as if you made the Hulk a different color that wasn't one of the colors that were used.
Like,
right.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Was he ever purple or yellow?
He's been red, gray,
red,
green.
Gray,
I don't know that he's been purple yet.
Yeah. So what happens if he became purple? And you know what I mean? Everyone would fucking lose it. So
I don't know that.
Ang Lee made him purple.
Does being orange though fundamentally change his origin and character of what he can do and is?
We don't. But we're not saying that it changes it. It's just visually. This is what I'm used to on paper. Like, why wouldn't you align your?
But the dog's not okay. So if it's a female voice, he's never heard Cosmo talk in a movie as a male voice. So. Sure, in the comic, it's I don't know that seems weird to me too. Like, oh, I've read his dialogue as a male voice, and now it's so weird to hear it in a female voice in a movie.
Well, I mean, the dog is referred to as him, So.
Question: I'm trying to remember in the previous movies, not in the holiday special, obviously, but before that, obviously Cosmo was in one or two scenes I remember.
Do
you ever remember-
with the
Was there like a voice or anything that was done?
with the collector, Tanaliv the collector? No, that dog didn't talk. And if I also recall, in the video game Guardians of the Galaxy, which came out 2 years ago, Cosmo was also female in that. She had a female voice in that.
Burn it to the ground.
I know, right? Like, how dare they? I don't know. I just see it. I don't know. Whatever. Okay.
So, okay, I'm just going to end it right here. For what it's worth, I would enjoy him being orange, the Thing, just because it would look like more like rocks. That's all.
Thank you.
That he
Thank
would
you.
look like rocks.
Oh
more
wait,
rocks.
back to Guardians. No, this didn't happen in the third one, but it happened in the Christmas special.
Yeah.
Why do they always have to make everybody related?
You mean like Mantis and Guardian and Peter?
Yes. Yes.
I really only think
Yeah.
they're related because Ego created Mantis, and that's how they're related. Not, I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
they're.
what I thought yeah.
I think that's what they meant in that Ego it was created through his DNA of the planet, and he grew everything out of the planet. So they just consider. I never expected like Mantis. The second one was created; she wasn't born, correct?
The movie Mantis, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's been a while since I've seen that one, but
Yeah,
this whole like
I feel like
I don't
he
feel
created
like
her.
my sister now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll never really. I guess we'll see Peter again because they said that at the end. But I doubt we'll ever see Mantis again, or Nebula.
I think we'll okay. Well, first off, we're all gonna see again. We're gonna see the characters again. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Whoever
Well,
survived,
Dave Bautista already said he's never doing it again.
we're gonna see. Okay, so sorry, maybe not Batista, but I would feel
Palm
that,
said that as well. She wouldn't do another one without James
Oh,
Gunn.
I didn't see her say that.
Yeah.
I didn't see when. Yeah.
And Zoe
Yeah.
Saldana said she's done.
Well, she's been every color of Alien. Like, I'm pretty sure she's definitely done.
Yep. Yeah, she's been green, blue. Yeah.
Everything.
Okay.
And all in all, great movie.
Yeah.
Probably 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, Kyle Fisher says best MCU movie in 3 years. Sebastian is creepy AF. Big ol' comic books are far from consistent. Sammy had a Gamora question. You know, Gamora questions if you could. Oh, so the Groot thing at the end of I Love You Guys. James Gunn talked about that. What she heard in the movie is I am Groot, but we all understood it to be. Now we understand what he's saying, right? Like he still said I am Groot to the characters in the movie.
Right.
But James Gunn explained it like, oh, now we can understand what his I am Groot means, I guess.
I think that's a cool like conclusion to the Groot arc.
Yeah.
I think that's a good payoff.
Okay, moving on. We almost had Clive Owen as Robert Downey Jr. That came out this week. Or sorry, as Iron Man, not as Robert Downey Jr. Kevin Feige, president of Marvel Studios, revealed the casting was almost in a commencement speech he gave for University of Southern California. Feige reminisced about the pressure of finding the right actor to lead Iron Man, saying, and it was not an easy task, but together with my team and our casting directors and our director, Jon Favreau, we called down a list, we pinpointed the right guy, and we extended an offer to our top choice, an actor who checked all of these boxes and who were confident we would be a huge hit. And his name, of course, was Clive Owen. He passed and was not interested.
I'm
was
so thankful that he was not interested.
he was let's see. So I think Closer was out by then, which was nominated for an Oscar. He had been in a few things that had gotten good reviews. I understand why they offered it to him. He's probably wishing he had taken it for the money. Robert Downey Jr. made lots of money off being Tony Stark.
Was Children of Men out by then?
That might have been out by then too, actually, which is considered one of the best sci-fi movies of the 2000s. Yeah, 2006. So Children of Men was out by then too. I don't dislike Clive Owen as an actor. Last thing I saw him in was American Crime Story. He was playing Bill Clinton. He was good in that. But yeah, I don't know that he was the right actor. So I guess it's glad he turned it down. Okay, Jonathan Majors had a court appearance.
Fun.
Yeah, so far no news. He's not going to jail yet. Jonathan Majors, who was arrested last month after allegedly assaulting a female companion, made his first court appearance on Tuesday. The conference was reportedly very brief, and the Ant-Man and Wasp star didn't have much to say. The judge discussed a motion filed by Majors' defense team. The prosecution has until May 23rd to respond to. The actor is due to appear in court on June 13th, when a decision will be made regarding said motion. If he fails to turn up, a warrant can be issued for his arrest within well, he's going to show up. Like, he's not going to go on the run. If Majors is found guilty, he could face up to a year behind bars or 3-year probation. Mayor's lawyer, Priya Chowdhury, is still adamant that her client did nothing wrong, is now claiming that he's a victim of racial bias. We provided the district attorney with irrefutable evidence that the woman is lying, including video proof showing nothing happened, especially not where she claimed. We did this with the explicit promise that from the DA that they would not fix their case and change it as we prove the woman is lying. It's a witch hunt against Jonathan Majors driven by baseless claims, and so on. So Marvel still hasn't said anything. So far they have not commented at all, and they just released today that Loki season 2 with Jonathan Majors as Kang is coming out October 6th this year.
Really?
They're in a rough spot, dude. They're in a rough spot.
Yeah, it's
you know,
not good.
They already jumped the gun with the James Gunn thing, so they're probably going to play this a little bit more cautious than they played that.
Yeah,
But this is a way worse situation than the James Gunn thing.
way worse.
So
Yeah, one's a director who had only two movies at the point. He hadn't done 3 yet, right? So,
yeah, but I'm saying what they're up against is
Oh,
way
yeah,
worse,
yeah.
too. Like James Gunn was some gross tweets.
yeah,
This is a
like
way more
10 years
serious
before,
charge
10 years
than that.
earlier. This is fresh and new,
Yeah.
and more could come out of
And
the
way
woodwork.
way
so,
worse than the bad tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Conan, the
Oh.
Barbarian #1 set to hit retailers this July. Free Comic Book Day had a Conan free comic book, which I haven't read yet, but I have it in the stack here, as I have a giant unboxing I got from Captain Comics. And I have a
Nice.
question about a Ghost Rider that maybe Steve can answer for me, because I'm confused by the print number. Titan Comics has announced that Conan the Barbarian #1 will debut this July. The brand new heroic tale written by acclaimed and longtime Conan comic book scribe Jim Zub, with art by Robert De La Torre. The new ongoing comic book series will kick off when the first issue lands at comic book shops July 26th. Available for pre-order in May, edition of Diamond Previews and Forbidden Planet from UK. In Europe, the digital comic edition of the comic can be pre-ordered at Amazon.com. The first issue will retail for $3.99. That's definitely an older kind of style Conan, with a bit shorter hair and the
Yeah.
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 The press release described the new series, I think they meant series, as taking place years after the Battle of Vernarium. Weary Conan returns to his homeland to seek rest and solitude, but is short-lived as a mysterious scout rides in to warn the Cimmerians of an imminent threat that is on the march from the Pictish wilderness. Will Conan and his new ally be able to hold off the horde of invaders? So we have cover A, cover B, which is definitely kind of reminiscent of the old Marvel. I wonder if she's the new scout rider that came in to warn them. Oh, that's an homage cover.
Yep.
Oh, that one's kind of got the old vibe too. Oh, and you get a cover map. That one's
That is
nice.
cool. Yeah. Fun.
Do you get in the free comic book day stuff, or I guess you don't really because you're an online retailer, Steve, so you don't really.
I do stock them because some of them go for crazy money.
Yes. Weirdly enough,
I did not stock this one though.
the Conan or any of this year's.
No, I definitely stocked some of this year's, but not Conan.
Did you get Spider-Man 2, which we did not get in Canada, is going for a crazy price?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got it. That wasn't. I don't think that was a free comic book day though. They just sent that out to us, but
Oh, really? Oh, I
That
thought that
did
was part of it.
I don't remember that being one.
Well,
But yeah, I got a stack of those.
we didn't get it here in Canada. They wouldn't send it to Canadians.
That's weird.
Like us. Yeah, I hate us.
Well, it might have had to do with the rights of Sony and something. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, so
Okay.
we'll do top 10 and keys of the week.
Keys of the week. Your top 10.
Okay, top 10. Just speaking of, Spider-Man number 2 is number 1 in the marketplace this week. Adam Warlock is number 2. High Republic, number, what is that, 9?
Oh,
Yeah, number
I like
9.
that cover actually. It's really cool.
That's got to be a variant because I don't see. Oh yeah, it's a 1 in 25 variant. That's why. Because there was no first appearance. Not that I know of first appearances in that issue. Spider-Man number 7, Spider-Boy is still in the top 10, along with number 8.
Jesus.
Whichever first full appearance it is, 7 or 8, I don't know. Silk number 1 variant, 1 in 25. Going for $63 so far.
Silky.
First appearance of Deadpool, The Ambassadors, which I read the first issue of that. It's Mark Miller.
Was it good?
Yeah, the premise is interesting enough that I'll keep going.
Is that the one? Yeah, 8 people get powers, right, or something?
6 people can have superpowers.
Six.
Yeah. Spider-Man Secret Wars number 8, homage for with Deadpool, and then Midnight Suns Ghost Riders is number 28, first appearance of Lilith. Yep.
Oh,
Bagged
wow.
and polyboarded. $3. Oh, that's a bid. $17.98 for a 9.8. Oh, that's not too bad for a 9.8, I guess. Actually, is that kind of bad? That seems out of, like, she's not even in anything
know.
yet, and it's $100 for a character we don't know that will show up.
Yeah, but I
Tough.
thought she was cast for.
Coven of Chaos?
I thought she was going to be in Blade.
Lilith? Oh, I hadn't heard that. Is she?
Yeah?
Is she?
Oh.
I thought that's why that popped.
Oh. Maybe I missed that announcement.
Either that, or maybe there's just a lot of speculation going on with it. Yeah. The MCU's Blade movie reportedly features. Let's see. Yeah, reportedly she's the main antagonist of the Blade movie.
Really?
Really?
I don't know how
Motherfucker,
reliable.
She's...
It's on CBR.
They're
that recent?
usually okay, but
Because the thing's been rewritten fucking 9 times.
yeah, they
Like,
just
2
hired a
times
new. They just
recently,
brought in
yeah,
the True
so-
Detective season 2 writer to rewrite it. Although now
Yeah,
everyone's
like
on strike and
Christ.
it's stopped again, so
Great.
well, we'll see. I have a copy, but I'm gonna keep it. So okay,
Does
keys.
it include the poster still?
It is unopened, so yes, I think it's on the
Perfect.
poster. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, keys of the week in stores today and tomorrow. Fantastic Four number 7, a variant cover
I
art.
love that cover.
This
I love
cover.
that cover. I was
cool-
looking
that
at that
cover's
today.
really
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Oh,
so
it's a-
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the wraparound cover,
That's-
yeah, with all the
that's
characters.
fucking-
Yeah, well, like if you've read a lot of FF, there's just like
Everyone's in it.
little characters that appeared in like 3 issues, and they're on this cover. It's
Are
awesome.
those the kids? Are those the kids at the front, or is that something else? Sorry, I can't.
the kids? Well, you got Power Pack is down there, and a bunch of the kids from the Future Foundation.
Future Foundation.
mean,
Okay.
See a
There's
little,
just a
I'll see a
lot
little
of
Kang down
obscurity.
there. Yeah, there are so many characters in here I don't recognize.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
a really cool
Gladiator.
callback to a lot of history.
Yeah.
Damn, friggin' Moon Knight's right there, and Namor's in the center and shit.
There's High Evolutionary.
Yeah,
It's a cool
holy
cover.
fuck.
And that dude must have spent hours putting that together.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's going for $6, which is the high right now. Danny
That's
Ketch
actually
goes.
also number 900 in the
Oh,
in
so it's
the
the
greater
anniversary.
FF
So it's an
series.
anniversary issue too, then.
Yeah.
Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider number 1, first appearance of the Broker, a villain who can boost the powers of Ghost Rider's enemies. Arcade Kings number 1, mysterious new player at the Roundhouse. Arcade is unbeatable, but his secret past forces him to combine his joystick skills with his fighting family legacy. Chilling Adventures presents Jinx, Cursed to Life, a one-shot under the Archie horror imprint featuring mischievous little Jinx who was born on Halloween. Archie has a horror imprint.
Yeah, it's been out for years, man. So they have Jughead the Hunger, which is like a werewolf series. There's Vampironica.
Vampironica.
Yeah.
Do they have covers like the Vampirilla or no?
No, but
Not that racy.
It's horror. No, it's not racy, but it's horror-esque looking. It's very dark tones on it and stuff like that. It's a cool line. That Jughead the Hunger the covers are awesome on it.
Yeah.
Did those ever intersect with Sabrina? You know?
Yeah, well, they have a Sabrina series too.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
It's like the chilling sorcery or something. I forget
yeah.
Chilling Adventures.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
The Chip, an Ashcan preview of science fiction anthology titled Xeno, limited to 300 copies. How do you get that then if it's only limited to 300 copies?
I ordered that, but I got that in.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what that... And I was like, what is this? It's very plain looking.
Yeah, and if it's only limited to 300 copies, how do they decide which retailers to send it to? Because there are obviously more than 300 local comic book shop, like brick and mortar shops, let alone online.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
retailers.
it's based on what you ordered.
Oh, like a secret, like, oh, you happen to order this, then you get this, without telling people.
I have no idea.
Disney villains, Maleficent, solo series based on the Sleeping Beauty villain. Batman, Superman's World Finest number 15, first full appearance of Ultra Morpho, first cameo appearance of Numezo. Batman the Brave and the Bold number 1, anthology of stories including 4-part retelling of the first fight between Joker and Batman. A manga-inspired futuristic Batman story introduces Dick Grayson and Jason Todd as brothers.
Whoa.
Cyborg number 1, 6-issue limited series, introduction of aggressive new company transforming Detroit into an engine for a revolutionary artificial intelligence. Dawn of DC Primer number 1, first full appearance of Council of Light, which I believe this one is like free for people, and then I saw there's a foil variant that is also out, but it's $12. Superman number 4, debut of Silver Banshee, new powers. Titans number 1, premiere issue of a series featuring Teen Titans, the 1980 team. It says here in brackets. Vigil number 1, first appearance of Castle, a member of Vigil, first appearance of a villain. Wonder Woman 7.99, variant cover by Raza.
It's a dope.
Yeah, that cover looks great. That cover is so good.
Fucking sick cover, dude. That cover's. Woo!
Avengers starts over with Avengers number 1 after the Jason Aaron run ended. Introduction of the Tribulation events, catastrophic events unleashed by the Ashen Combine. Fantastic Four number 7, Milestone 700.
That Avengers book is odd to me. Like, you would have figured that they'd get like a big name, right, to follow up on Jason Aaron.
To write it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who in the Marvel stable?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe Jed McKay's big, but to me, it's not as big of a name as, or anywhere close to Jason Aaron.
Yeah, but also, Jason Aaron's been at Marvel 20 years, and he wasn't really a name before. Although it is a big book to give him right off the bat. I guess, I don't know. Jed McKay, I'm sure, writes other stuff, but I wonder what other stuff he's on.
Yeah, to me, like, you'd leave him on some of the other tier characters, but maybe he's got a good pitch. Who knows?
So he has been writing Moon Knight,
Black Cat, Moon Knight,
Doctor Strange. Oh, that's kind of it.
Interesting.
Kang, One Shot. So he's been on Moon Knight. It's my understanding that the Moon Knight has sold fairly well. At least from my local comic book guy says that Moon Knight sells all right. Okay. Hulk annual number 1, Hulk versus Giganto. The monster on the cover of Fantastic Four number 1. Preview of a new direction of the Hulk title launching this summer. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 6, Carnage Reigns Part 2, Spider-Man number 7, second print, Spider-Man number 7, 1 in 25, second print, and Venom 19, new character design for Eddie Brock. Solicitation teases Brock will reach true enlightenment, which will lead to his most powerful form yet.
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Those are your keys of the week. Nothing really new in terms of like indie comics that have a interesting premise, but DC is still in the middle of their relaunching everything.
For the 10th time.
Well, now that James Gunn has taken over, they're gonna have to restart everything, and then in 5 or 10 years they'll pull first appearances from this run to generate spec again and investment and blah blah blah.
The circle of life, my friend.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
spec goes round and round.
Very much.
Okay, speaking of Venom, Venom 3 working title may offer some hints about the threequel's villains, who the threequel's villains will be. Did you like Venom?
No.
I know Josh did.
Is this suggesting that the jury is the villain of the next one?
Well, let's read. It was recently revealed that Venom 3 is expected to begin shooting early next month, though it's unclear whether it'll still happen considering the ongoing WGA strike. After all, the threequel's writers are lead star Tom Hardy and director Kelly Marshall. We'll see what happens with the Cosmic Circus Illustrated update revealing the Venom Let There Be Carnage sequel's working title is Orwell. Now you might think that's a reference to 1984 author George Orwell, but the comic version of the Venom has a link to that name, which strongly hints the possibility of being villain Orwell Taylor. As a lethal protector, Venom killed Orwell's son, prompting the villain to create a group called the Jury, whose sole mission was to kill Eddie Brock, decked out in Iron Man-like suits. This formidable group was a big part of Venom Lethal Protector, a series which actually served as the character's first solo comic book title. So does this sound bad to you? It seems like this sounds bad to you.
It's lame. Jury is really lame. It's the guardsmen from the Iron Man series. You know, that green looking armor.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so that's like the basis of it. It's to me it's boring.
Do they really handcuff themselves by they have Spider-Man, but it's kind of like they don't have Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the agreement is, like if they're allowed to use Spider-Man or not.
Well, it just seems like I understand Sony wants to make movies with these characters, but they got to come up with better ways to make these characters popular, or at least have good movies. Like Morbius, Craven, they have the Sinister Six. They could do something with. I think. I don't know. Like,
can they? Well, they can't use the villains that have been in the Spider-Man trilogy, right? Like the 3.
Why not?
True.
I don't know.
I'd
it seems like it just seems like Venom's a
those
popular
characters.
character, and they've fumbled it every time.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But
Venom-
is Venom? I feel like Venom's not really great unless he's
Fighting Spider-Man.
in somebody else's book. Yeah,
Yeah. Venom 2 was. Wow.
Venom's a much better villain than he is an interesting superhero.
And an anti-hero that you want to cheer for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The humor in 2 really was like off-putting to me. I don't know why. It just like I don't know that I need a sarcastic, snappy Venom symbiote talking back. I don't know. It just.
I mean, it was a little funny, but it got old quick, and the writing did not get any better. Like it just, if anything, just went.
I mean, honestly, I'd rather see Morbius as the villain. Let's match them up, you know,
Let's put them all in the same pot, baby.
and then just put them all out of their misery.
I love it.
More Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider battles a Hulk in new Marvel preview. We already talked about this.
No,
We
we
did, I
didn't.
think.
You said you had a question about it.
Oh no. Well, that's in the unboxing. So it was an old Ghost Rider issue that I had a question about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Superman Legacy is being directed by James Gunn, and gives me hope given Volume 3 was so good. Might have found who is going to be Lex. Initial reports said that Nicholas Hoult was up for Superman, which didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The Hollywood Reporter's initial report mentioned that Renfield Star was up for the role of Lex Luthor, but Deadline later contradicted this by claiming he was actually one of the actors being considered to play Clark Kent. But now we're back around to Luthor again in THR's coverage of Rachel Brosnahan's response to the rumor that she's auditioned for the role of Lois Lane. The trade states that Holt is now believed to be the only person in consideration for Superman's archenemy Lex Luthor.
Wow.
Is it possible that Holt read for both parts? It wouldn't be the first time the actor has tested for two major characters in the same project. As for Brosnahan, the trade notes that Marvel's Miss Maisel, which is a great show, if you ever get a chance to watch it, delivered an outstanding audition for the spunky Daily Planet reporter, and maybe in the older range for what Gunn is hoping to achieve with his vision of the Man of Steel, one that focuses on Metropolis heroics with spunk. You got spunk, kid. Heroics with 20-something characters. Gunn reportedly turned in the first draft. I think they were also talking that this would be Apex Luthor.
The real twist is this, though, and Matt's apparently going to be cool with it, is he's actually up for the role of Lois.
I mean, if he can pull it off, it's just a reporter, right? So, and if she wants to play Jimmy Olsen...
Actually, Nicholas Holt's going to play Lois, and Scarlett Johansson
is playing Superman. He's a good actor, and I think he would be a good villain because he is a son of a bitch in The Great. Like he's really good in that.
He's good
in that
man.
show.
He's good, and I feel like he's been good in most of the roles that he's had. But I hope they give him like a little bit of room to do his Lex. You know what I mean? Because I know that people didn't really enjoy Jesse Eisenberg's Lex, but I mean, I
something
don't know.
controversial coming up. Go ahead, say it.
I was just gonna say I didn't overly hate it.
Oh, did you watch any of it?
When
You
did we
didn't
get to the point though that we're like ready for a new Superman villain?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roswell.
Like,
imagine
if you every time you rebooted Spider-Man, you know, you're using the Green Goblin in every one of his movies. Like, come on. You know he's got more villains than just that. Why do we keep going back to that?
Agreed.
Maybe Lex Luthor they think will be more relatable as a villain, given like
I don't know, but like, all right. So obviously he was in the first ones. He's in Superman Returns with Brandon Routh.
But that plot line was one of the dumbest things to like as a I want to be a real estate agent. Like Gene Hackman Lex Luthor was a lot better, obviously, than that. I don't know. You're right.
Forgetting that Kevin Spacey was Lex Luthor. Like I totally forgot. Oh my god. That's a lot.
I'm just saying, like, let's move beyond Lex and I would like to have my third version of Doomsday, please.
the proper version of Doomsday, yeah.
No, I'm playing. I mean, Superman's not known for having a ton of awesome villains, but he's got more than just Lex.
Yeah, Bizarro, Metallo. Zod. Although we've had Zod twice now. Well, we're gonna have him the third time in the Flash.
Yep.
Lobo, like let's see Lobo show up, or Black Adam, or I don't know. Well, Black Adam's probably dead for a while, but yeah.
He's gone. He's gone.
Okay. More movie news. Are any of you a fan of Hellboy the comics? I've never really read Hellboy the comics.
Not overly.
I've never read them, but I would love to see a third one of the original trilogy.
Oh, after the Golden Army, I was so ready for a third one. Oh, yeah. Golden Army was great.
Especially that preview kind of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's been confirmed that Hellboy, The Crooked Man, has already wrapped production. Yesterday, Hellboy creator Mike Mignola took to Instagram to reveal that the cameras have now stopped rolling in Bulgaria, meaning the movie was only filming for roughly 7 or 8 weeks, which could be good or bad. Despite not getting the opportunity to visit the reboot set, the writer and artist says I've loved what I've been seeing, and if the fans have been waiting for a Hellboy film that's actually an adaptation of one of my stories, I think they're finally going to get one. Is that a dig at Perlman and Del Toro for actually adapting his?
So funny.
Congratulations to Brian Taylor and a really wonderful cast, and to co-writer Chris Golden, who did so much to figure out how to give the studio what they wanted and still keep true to the heart and soul of The Crooked Man, my favorite of the Hellboy series. They did a wonderful job bringing his really horrific character to life.
I don't really think that's a dig. It's more of like I'm a good writer. You should use my source material. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of just a pat on the back.
Yeah. Brian Taylor did Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, so I'm not overly hyped about this now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else he's done. Brian.
I don't even know. Sorry.
Oh, he did Crank. Well, that was a fun movie.
Oh. Did you do Crank 2? He did! Oh.
Oh, he also did Jonah Hex, though. And
did,
Gamer. Yikes.
Oh, Gamer was okay. It wasn't great. I heard that show Happy was alright, though. I heard that was decent.
Okay. Okay, before we get to the unboxing, I saw this kind of like editorial about what comic art is and thought I might talk about this. Frank Miller's recent Wolverine variant cover demonstrates the inflexibility that comic book fandom has when it comes to the form of comic book art. There was a viral reaction on social media over the weekend in response to the release of Marvel's upcoming Ghost Rider Wolverine Weapons of Vengeance #1, which features a Frank Miller variant cover drawing of Wolverine. I'll blow that up for you guys. Thoughts?
I mean, it's bad. We I would suspect that anybody looking at that is like, that's something's off there. But at the same time, it's by a legendary creator, so people are going to be defending him, and I get it, because they probably love some of his work. But if you just looked at that on its own and didn't know who made it, you would say, yeah, play that great.
Moody?
Yeah, I would agree. Coming from me outside of a comic book standpoint, you really have to knock over everything. Sorry. Definitely not great. And I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's because of the face. It just throws everything else off. Like it just.
If anyone in the chat has some comments about what they think of this, I'd love to hear it. So I have heard differing opinions on Frank Miller as an artist. Some have really enjoyed his work, and even those people who have enjoyed like his Daredevil work or some other stuff, his Dark Knight 3 artwork was apparently really terrible. So he could have good days and bad days, I guess. I don't know. This is the latest.
I enjoyed his Dark Knight too. I'm not saying he's a bad artist in general. It's just this is not his better work. Put it that way.
So this is the latest in series of variant covers that Miller has been doing for Marvel, and my reactions to other covers on social media haven't exactly been amazing. In general, they've been accepted better than his Wolverine cover arts. When it comes to art, one of the key things is that, of course, your reaction to any given piece of art is fair enough. If you don't like a piece of art, I'm certainly not going to tell you that you're wrong. However, I think it is important to at least acknowledge that there's a big difference between you saying that you don't like a piece of art and dismissing the piece of art entirely because it doesn't fit into a form of a comic book art that you prefer. I think it's where some of the reactions to Miller's Wolverine are coming from, and it spotlights an inflexibility that often occurs in comic book fandom when it comes to a form of comic book art. The default for fandom in comic book art is realism. While Neil Adams is clearly one of the greatest comic book artists of all time, it's interesting to note that his influence has been so great that nowadays fandom often tends to treat the Adams approach as almost a default house style. The Adams approach, as Alex Grand and Michael Dean so eloquently pointed out in Adams' obituary in the Comic Journal, was his images combine a detailed realism with an exhilarating dynamism so that one could almost imagine meeting Batman on the street or squinting up at the stars to see the Avengers mixing it up with alien armadas. Obviously, the comic book art is inherently not realistic, but more realistic than less detailed art. In other words, there's an understanding that detailed equals better. So there's some examples here.
Like, I'm gonna totally disagree with that. Like, I love off the wall artists like Bill Sienkiewicz and Ted McKeever and Sam Keith, who do not draw realistically, but they have a really cool style. So the reason I don't like this is not because it doesn't look realistic. It's just, in my opinion, he's done much better work than that. So it's not because I'm looking for realistic comic art.
Okay. Do you think most people are conditioned to want that in a comic, and they're
nobody's even. It's a cover art. We're not looking at paneling. Like,
sure, but I think this
this
article has that part of the conversation now of like this kind of panel with the realism of the the adding this and then the detail on the body and then going from that to this, whereas
the person writing the article is just trying to defend it and using some really poor defenses because he's comparing cover art to paneling, which is a totally different animal. It's just, anybody who knows Frank Miller's art know that he's produced way better art than that Wolverine cover.
Yeah, like he has one of the most iconic Wolverine covers of this.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll do what are we reading, and then I'll show some unboxing, and I'll ask you that Ghost Rider question. So what are you reading this? Are you still done Champions, right?
So I got to read a bunch.
Okay.
So I finally got volume 2 of Savage Avengers.
Okay.
Nice.
Not good. Wasn't
you didn't like
great.
it?
No, Savage Avengers, the first series, was really good. This series let me down. So the first story arc, they go back to like Conan times, and this is a Deathlock. This is a new Deathlock. This is a Miles Morales Deathlock. But it's all just kind of boring.
Okay.
I think the problem, and you have to have a special writer that can handle this, is that you have an entire team of all brooding superheroes. Like they're all, they
don't really say a lot.
Yeah, there's no dynamic there. Like, there's no goofy one. There's no straight guy.
Yeah.
I talk about like Chris Farley and David Spade. Like, you need those opposites. This is just all brooding superheroes. Anti-Venom, Conan, Weapon H, Black Knight, Elektra. And then the second story arc, they lose Conan because Marvel lost the license.
Yep.
And they go into 2099 and they pick up another brooding superhero, Punisher 2099. It's just, and this second story arc was more enjoyable, but still not really great. But for me, it's always fun to get back into the 2099 universe.
Yeah.
So
I enjoy it.
That's how it ended. Oh, Cloak and Dagger in there too. But there is an important event in their relationship that happens in the second story arc. If you like Cloak and Dagger, you might want to check out this series just for their continuing story. This series was cool. I like this.
Yeah, have you finished it?
Yeah.
I finished it too. Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. I really enjoyed this, and I'm hoping that the TV series ends up having this type of, like, you don't really know what's happening, paranoia, spies, subterfuge. It was good. I enjoyed this. I
am excited for the show. I think they're gonna do well.
I cannot really say much about this without ruining anything. If you like Skrull stuff and not knowing who's who, this is for you. This series was really cool. I grew up reading Spider-Man in the 90s and going back and reading back issues. So obviously Kraven's Last Hunt was pretty fresh and popular then. This takes place in like 1994 when Ben Reilly came on the scene,
Okay.
and became Spider-Man, and they sent Peter Parker off basically into retirement. So that's when this takes place, and it's written by J.M. DeMatteis, who's a really good character writer, and it goes into some Kraven lore, some kind of origin of Kraven, and it's really well done, and the cover art is really great.
Yeah.
That's dope. The skull was dope. Yeah. Even that one's
Really-
sick. Fuck.
I enjoyed this, probably because it brings back a lot of nostalgia too, and the spider armor. This is a silent comic.
It's
Had a
Jeff.
couple cute stories. Yeah, a couple cutesy stories. Silent comics can be really bad and can be really good. And you get a bunch of both in here.
That's cool.
Ant-Man.
Is that the new
Ant-Man's
series?
always- no, this is from 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ant-Man is always tricky because it's like, all right, I'm buying an Ant-Man comic, but who is it going to be about? Is it going to be about Hank Pym? Is
Right.
it going to be about Eric? Is it going to be about Scott?
Right.
This was Scott, probably because, movies continuity or movies are driving everything now. But this is Scott and his daughter Cassie. This was pretty fun.
That's
You know
cool.
who this villain is?
Purple guy?
Yeah, well, it's Swarm, who's just basically consists of like millions of bees.
Creepy.
Yeah, very creepy. But in this series, they introduced some more basically Swarm-ish villains.
Oh, yeah.
So there's one of like beetles. There's one made of like silkworms. Like
Ugh.
it was kind of cool. They introduced some new hoarding type of insect villains.
That's cool.
It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. And
Was,
then
So was that 5 issues?
it's 5 issues, yeah.
Okay.
And then this was kind of pointless.
Came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's,
that's kind of what they do when the movie comes out. They're like,
Yeah.
we gotta have stuff on the shelves. Let's throw a pointless story. It was, it's an okay story, but it just doesn't go anywhere and it doesn't connect to anything. So,
Yeah.
not the best. Those little one shots.
That's cool.
Josh, you reading anything?
Unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to.
Oh, yeah, you were on vacation.
I was in 4 different provinces in less than a week. So that was fun.
Good thing you didn't have any homework. I am kind of behind on comic book reading. I've been trying to catch up on some of my novels. So I finished like 3 in, well, yeah. So I finished 2 in the last 2 weeks, and now I'm almost halfway through another one. So kind of behind, but I did get into Scarlet Witch number 4, which I'm kind of done with this series after 4 issues. I don't think I'll get number 5. It's kind of, I don't know. It didn't grab me. I'm almost done Berserker. I'm on episode 10 issue 10, so I have 3 left. I'm really gonna look forward to that being an animated show and or live action, because it's gonna get violent. Punisher. I'm caught up on Punisher now. Really good series. I think there's only going to be 2 issues left, given that the story seems like it's coming to an end. And then Sana Staros, her 3rd issue. She has a solo series. The first wife of Han Solo. Yeah, so I'm kind of behind. There's like a giant stack behind me that I have to catch up on. But okay, so the unboxing.
Small stack.
I went to a con and picked up a couple. I found some late Ghost Rider issues for the run I'm doing. So we can pull this up.
This is a volume 2, right?
Yeah. So this is the one I had a question about. I don't know if you can see this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so it
finale.
says this is the last one, right? Issue number 94 from January. But then
But it's not.
then the code says 0111.
Yeah, so if you open that up, it actually says like Ghost Rider Finale number 1 in the indicia.
Uh-huh.
This came out like a long time after Ghost Rider number 93,
Oh,
And the
which I
series
also
was
got,
never-
which also said finale.
You got Ghost Rider 93?
I think.
At that con?
Yeah, let me see. I know I bought 3 and I spent like more than I wanted to. Hold on a second.
Yeah, that book is really hard to find.
Hmm. Interesting. Oh, now he's on the search.
So Ghost Rider 93 came out in 98, okay? 1998. And it was...
Sorry,
I
it
don't
was
think
it was number 90. It said low print run on it. So
Oh, okay.
90 and
I don't think
94 I
that-
got.
I don't think that 93 had a proper conclusion. So,
Okay.
like 9 years later, they
Put it
put out
94?
94, I think, yeah.
But then it says, but the code says 00111, which is usually
Right,
for
so
first
if you
issue.
open that up, I think it says like Ghost Rider Finale down at the bottom.
Well, it says it on the cover too, finale.
No, but I'm saying that the issue number is actually number 1. I think, if you
Oh,
open it.
okay.
Like on page 1 or whatever, at the bottom.
He's on the hunt.
Well, it has an introduction page that has a whole story. Okay, from Tom Brevoort. So the first page, it has a previously in Ghost Rider, and it gives like a recap.
Like, you know where they usually write like all the publisher information?
Yeah,
and yeah. Might even be on the
Stanley
very last page.
presents- Yeah, it's not on the first couple of pages. Let's see the last page here.
So the listing for this in Comic Base says
Oh yeah, here
this
we
was
go.
originally
Oh no, wait.
supposed to be Ghost Rider number 94,
Okay.
and Marvel was going through bankruptcy at the time and did not publish it.
Oh,
So it was canceled, and this issue was unpublished. And
Huh.
then 9 years later, they did publish it.
That's crazy.
okay. So was this the $20 I spent? Was worth the $20 then?
Yeah, those later issues and that finale are really hard to find.
Yeah, the number 90 was like it's in mint condition, but it was $40 just for that one.
Yeah, those Ghost Rider books are really tough. Well, think about it.
Mm.
Think about what shape
Marvel was in at
Ghost
the
Rider
time.
sales are in. Ghost Rider sales are in if they won't even publish the planned last issue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty rough. So that means that the print run is tiny on those things.
Okay, so I got a bunch of my pull box from the place I order variants from. I guess you guys can't. Can you guys see that? hold on, let me see if I
No,
can-
but I'll just look at the stream. It's all good. It's all good, yo.
Didn't. Oh,
Oh, careful there.
yeah, all right. Well, I'll show it on there. And then, so then this is the Batman variant cover. It's really
Great cover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good cover, yeah.
Just some Ghost Rider back issues and a Doctor Strange.
Also, never been a big fan of armpits, but that one is fine.
Oh, you mean Catwoman?
No, just armpits in general. Doesn't matter who's it
Doctor
is.
Strange and Ghost Rider.
I think that's a reprint book.
Oh no, is it the Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider #1?
Isn't it?
It has 50 years at the bottom.
Oh.
So I thought that was a reprint of a Ghost Rider book or a Doctor Strange book.
There is a Ghost Rider from that issue that has Doctor Strange on the cover.
Yeah.
This one says Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange Special #1.
Yeah, that reprints Doctor Strange number 28.
Oh well, that's fine.
Crazy.
So that was part of a crossover with Ghost Rider.
Okay.
It was $2, so
So-
I'm not too unhappy about it.
So I feel like they put that book out so that the buyer of, let's say you were into Doctor Strange,
Uh-huh.
okay, and you had the Doctor Strange number 28, and you wanted the rest of that story, you would rather, I guess, have a Doctor Strange title. See how it says Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider special.
Right.
Rather than go out and buy Ghost Rider, you could add this special to your Doctor Strange collection
Well,
instead of just having a straggling issue of Ghost Rider in your collection.
I feel special now.
There you go. Boom.
Some Excalibur back issues because Steve talked me into doing that.
Nice. It's a pretty cool cover.
They're actually in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
Nice.
Maybe because nobody read these issues. I don't know.
They had a pretty high print run too, though.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because it was Claremont, and like in
Yeah.
the height of Claremont is the best season, so print run is very high on that.
Okay, a bunch of Excalibur.
Bunch of
Predator, new issue number 1.
I really enjoy that that they're adding that banner now to all their 20th Century Fox
Yeah, it's fun.
publishings. I like that that look to it. So that's on now Predator, it's on Alien, and it's on Planet of the Apes.
Oh, is it? I haven't seen the Planet of the Apes ones yet.
Yep.
Star Trek Defiant variant cover. What's lore on the cover? Star Wars Dr. Aphra tie-in to Hidden Empire.
Are you only buying that because it's a tie-in? You said you
Yes.
didn't like.
Yep. Because it's the Hidden Empire was like a special event, so it's just Wolverine with Omega Red because he's one of my favorite villains.
That's a good-looking cover.
Because I don't like
I like
villains.
that.
Yeah, I kind of wanted the Virgin variant, but it was a little out of what I wanted to spend on.
Is that a ratio variant?
This one is not. That's not. Yeah, it's not a ratio variant. It's just a variant. But there is a. So how does it? Well, maybe you can explain this. So an artist will do this, and then the Virgin, and then it's like called a trade dress.
So yeah, I guess you could refer to the one with the logos on it as the trade version,
Okay.
and not the Virgin
Right.
variant.
So how does that work when a retailer wants an exclusive for an issue? Do they can they just go to Penguin and say, does it have a list of available variants for that, and you pick one and then you have to buy a certain number?
I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you.
Oh.
No one's watching except a couple people, so I'm sure no one will know.
Oh.
This is not on the internet or anything where
No.
everything's saved forever.
It's just us here.
Just a couple of lads.
Essentially, I guess you could approach Marvel and ask them to make a variant of any issue that you wanted.
Okay.
I'm not allowed to talk to you about numbers, I think is the main thing.
Sure. Is that in the contract, in the terms and license agreement?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow,
Interesting.
that is interesting.
You know, now that I've done a variant, an exclusive store variant, I
you did?
do get, I do get follow-up emails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they'll say, "Hey, here is something going on in an upcoming issue."
Right.
Uh-huh.
They don't tell you what it is, but they kind of,
Hint.
it's like the previews
Yeah.
magazine.
Sure,
basically.
sure.
You know, they're like,
Yeah,
here's some potential upcoming issues of interest. So they kind of can steer you in a way, but you know, it's just a little guidance on the part from the publisher, which is nice to have.
Now, do they give you like a list of artists doing that book, and you just pick one, or like do you get any input onto what's on the front, or?
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that.
All right, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
So this is Return of the Jedi Marvel number Chris Sprouse variant. He's doing this for Return of the Jedi.
I like that they number those.
Yeah, it's super
So-
helpful when I'm collecting and I know which one I'm missing.
Yeah. So they've made a bunch of those before, and
Yeah.
it's just like a a hodgepodge of them.
Yep.
But now with a certain number, like it gives you a target. I like that.
Yeah, I got all the he did one for Empire Strikes Back with the yellow or the gold cover ones, and I got those too.
Mhm.
So there's one here I got that I don't remember why I got it, other than it's Star Wars Canon number 10. I think it's the first appearance of. Why is it? Why did I get this one? Canon.
I think the cover's sick.
Yeah.
I love it.
Wait. Search series.
It's got to be a spec book or something.
Yeah, here we go. Okay, Kanan the Last Padawan has 8 keys out of 10. It's the first appearance of Fen Rao, a Mandalorian who once clashed against the rebels, but eventually became an ally.
There you go.
So I felt like I had a speculation that Kevin McKidd is gonna, because Kevin McKidd did the voice of Fen Rao in Rebels, and he was apparently on the set of Ahsoka, so I feel like that's why I got it. This is the Expanse, Dragon Teeth variant, 1 in 10 variant.
It's a dope ass cover.
If you like sci-fi, you should absolutely watch that show. The Expanse is
Oh,
fantastic.
it's so good.
This was a Spider-Man Disney 100 Years Infinity Gauntlet. I think this is Spider-Man. Is this Spider-Man? Yeah,
It's
I think
really
it's
annoying that you can't tell what they are.
I think it's Spider-Man number 8.
It's very annoying.
But I can't. Yeah,
like
but
the
I have to
cover-
open it up and
the-
see. But yeah,
I like the cover concept. They're
yeah.
fun.
There's a black and white version of this on Captain Canada Comics, which I get the variants from. $150.
Wow.
Wow.
This one was $6 or whatever.
$6.
Ghost Rider variant edition number 13.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's a nice cover.
That cover is.
Are you reading Ghost Rider?
I am. I don't think I've read 13 yet, but I am reading the current run of Ghost Rider.
Who is Ghost Rider?
Currently it's Johnny Blaze, but Danny Ketch, spoiler, Danny Ketch comes back.
Okay.
Star Wars 32 Peach Momoko Women's Month History or whatever variant for that. I'm not a huge fan of Peach Momoko. Some of her covers are fine, others I could care less about. I know there are some people who absolutely buy everything she makes. But I'm not one of them. Another Sprouse Return of the Jedi variant.
Let's go. Yeah, that's cool.
It's the Dawn of DC Superman number 2 wraparound variant, which I can pull the wraparound from. So it's got Darkseid on the back.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is cool.
DC makes really bad comics, in my opinion.
Hey, they just rebooted everything. You don't know that.
But their cover art game is incredible.
Yeah.
Dead Romans number 1 variant, Virgin variant.
Very cool.
Because I like Roman stuff, which I still have to go.
Wait, you said that they reboot everything. So is Dawn of DC another restart,
Yeah.
or it's just they're just relaunching?
My understanding is they're relaunching. Like Green Arrow had a number 1 last week. Green Lantern had a number 1 2 weeks ago. Like their
Yeah.
Teen Titans is this week number 1.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, is it a new continuity or it's just relaunching?
No idea. I did not read. This is the first Superman title I'm reading, other than Batman Superman I have sitting there ready to be read. But it's the first solo Superman title I've ever bought.
Wow.
But I don't I've read 2 or 3 issues, and I'm not I'm not lost. Like I kind of get what's going on without having read previous 800 issues.
Yeah, but aren't you reading Superman Lost too?
Yeah, which is not connected to the current Superman. Superman Lost is
okay.
a 1 to 10 limited story.
Yeah.
And then Dawn of DC Superman 2 is, like, my understanding, are starting with a new number 1 story.
I mean, Superman Lost sounds cool, and it's by an awesome writer, so...
Yeah, first 2 issues are pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a Jock variant of Batman.
That's a great looking cover.
Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo, which has been pretty good. I've been reading that.
So that series has been selling very, very well for me.
Not
Yeah,
surprised.
it's a good series. They have to team up to find Gordon and Harley Quinn, which seemed oddball, but like it's been good. Given that I'm going back on Detective Comics, I'm still a bit a ways, but I'm kind of dreading having to buy Detective Comics 880, which is the classic Jock. That thing has skyrocketed in price since I started.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I said, DC they know good covers, man.
Darth Vader, black, white, and red, 1 in 25. I shelled out the money for that one.
Yeah.
That's a nice looking cover too.
Yeah, it's very tasty.
Okay, free comic book day, which you didn't bother getting. I grabbed a bunch. None of them I have read yet. Sacrificers by Rick Remender.
Rick Remender is a great writer. So
Yeah, that's why I grabbed it off the shelf. Like
that's probably gonna be good.
Umbrella Academy had a free one. Gabriel Way. Which Moody, did you know this guy is in My Chemical Romance? Who created the Umbrella Academy?
Yeah,
Oh, you knew
Very
that?
much
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
that
nothing about that
dude-
band.
that dude had a comic when he was like 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
It's called On Raven's Wings. And when he first started writing Umbrella Academy, the price of that book went
Wait, are
crazy. Yeah, like hundreds.
you a My Chemical Romance fan, Josh?
I mean, I'm a fan of some songs. I don't overly enjoy or love the band. I have friends who love.
Yeah, my 19-year-old nephew is over the moon for them. There's like Titan Conan free #1. Well, it's not a #1, it's a preview, but yeah. Star Trek Day of Blood Prelude.
Whoa. That's all right.
Uncanny Avengers by Dugan.
Nice.
When you were asking about why didn't they get like a name, couldn't they have got Duggan to do it? The Avengers? He's a name in Marvel, isn't he?
He's a name. Yeah,
It's not a good name, but he's a name.
No, he's not
A man
bad.
has a name.
Oh.
I feel like I only really know him from his Deadpool.
Right. Marvel Voices #1. Spider-Man Venom.
That's sweet.
Rated T for 13 plus. Knights Dawn of DC also did a Knights of Terror special edition.
Oh.
But they also came out with a foil variant of it that was not free.
Really?
Well, so retailers had to order X number of the regular one just to get one. It's an incentive ratio.
So it was like a 1 in 10 or something for.
I think it was more than that. I think it was. I don't remember what it was, but it was more. I think it was more than 1 in 10.
Okay. I don't know. My local guy just. I've been doing some computer work for him, so he's just like, just take it. And then Star Wars Knights of the Republic Adventures, free one. Also featuring Avatar, The Last Airbender. That's okay, that's weird. Alright. I think that's it for the box of stuff.
Nice.
Okay, anyone watching anything that's fun this week?
I've continued to watch the show From.
Yes,
very
it's a horror show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's.
And
I'm like 3/4 of the way through
second
Very
season?
good.
Or you're on first season?
first season.
Oh. So far behind.
I know, far behind on everything. Well, considering that I'm only on episode 2 of season 2 of Handmaid's Tale, that just gives me-
Season 2 of dude. You travel too much. Steve, I guess you're not watching anything, you just read all the time.
I'm watching The Prisoner when I work.
Oh, the Jim Caviezel one or the original one?
The original.
Oh. Did you try and find the Caviezel one?
No, is it not? I've heard it was not good from someone who loves the original.
No idea if it's good or not. I just knew that he was
No
in one.
idea.
There was a
Oh,
remake.
okay.
Yeah.
No, I just the concept kind of sounded kind of cool, and I have a friend who's into it, so I'm giving it a shot. But
Cool.
very episodic, or sorry, it's like very one and done episodes that each episode does not matter. It seems so,
Like it's serialized.
actually,
Like it's just you could be completely out of
I feel
context
like-
and not.
it's like how if you went back and read like an Archie comic
Yeah.
and then read another Archie comic. It didn't matter that you read either Archie comic
Oh, yeah.
to enjoy the next one. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like build. It doesn't seem like it's building upon itself.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just like, here's the concept. We're gonna make an episode in that concept, and then next episode will be in that concept. But it doesn't matter if you saw the last one or not.
Hmm.
So to
Um,
me, that's not engaging.
Yeah. Like, what's the point of reading all of them if they're not gonna give you a connected story, right? Yeah. Or watching them
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
And dude, that's what sold Marvel, to be honest. In the '60s, like they were just doing those one and done Superman, Batman, World's Finest stories, and none of them continued, and nobody
Mhm.
cared about if you read the
Yeah,
previous
yeah.
one or not.
Yeah.
And then Marvel's like, "Oh no, we're gonna tell an ongoing story," and people were like, "This is what we've been waiting for."
Yeah.
Yeah. Watched a couple movies this weekend, or last weekend too. I guess it's been a while. Renfield was pretty good.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Nicolas Cage was kind of born to play an over-the-top vampire. We watched
Because he is one.
we watched Air, which was really good. That Matt Damon, Ben Affleck story about Air
Nice.
Jordans. We watched Evil Dead Rise, which came out on digital this week. That is
Like it?
definitely not for kids.
Oh,
My kids thought it was great. They really enjoyed it.
Really, Evil Dead Rise? There's, you know what? There are some kids that it depends on the kid, I guess. Like some kids can handle that kind of over the top gore and not and understand it's not real, and other kids can be totally.
I'm
freaked out.
absolutely joking. My kids are not.
Listen,
seeing that movie.
listen. One of my, like my best man at my wedding, when he was 8 or 10, he was allowed to watch whatever they wanted. So it was like Hellraiser and Freddy and all that stuff. Like
wow.
he mostly turned out fine. My parents thought he was a bad influence, but
I would imagine your parents were onto something.
yeah. Shit. What else did we watch? I think that was it for movies. We started watching Silo. Apple TV, based on the book
Oh, is
Silo
it good?
series. Yeah, the first two. It's kind of exactly like Fallout 76, or Fallout like Vault, which there's a Fallout TV series coming later this year, or early next year. So I guess they had to get their version of Fallout out first. I don't know, just the other stuff we're keeping up with Succession and blah blah blah. So, so when does The Flash come out? Soon, right? Is it 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Doing something.
Or is it in
I don't
June?
I don't know. Not sure.
Oh, June 16th. So we still have
yeah.
we still have a month before that comes out.
Yeah.
Be here in no time.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a while for. Well, I guess so. Yeah, and Secret Invasion is June 21st, I think. So we have some time off before some Marvel, Apple TV, Disney stuff. Yeah.
Gonna get crazy. I think I don't think it's as good. It's gonna be as good. Like the
What?
the Flash
Secret
movie.
Invasion or The Flash?
Sorry, no, the Flash. I don't think it's
Also
gonna be
have-
as good.
We also have Spider-Verse coming out soon.
Oh my god! Right? Fuck. I think that's gonna be good. I think that's gonna be so good.
Yeah, the first one was good.
The first one was amazing. It wasn't good. It was amazing.
I don't remember that much other than Spider-Ham.
It was
Don't
really well
remember that
done.
one?
It was very well done.
It was so well done. And it's the reason why it was well done is because it was made by the people who made Clone High. That's all you got.
And the Lego movie.
And the Lego movie.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll be back next week for one more show, I think, as long as everyone's available, and then maybe if Josh and Steve want to do the show on their own for 2 weeks while I'm gone, they can do that.
Maybe.
I'll see you in 3 weweeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
can barely turn my webcam on.
I am going to make a stop. So we're going, my wife and I are going to Europe, and we're making a stop in London for for a couple days. There is a giant store there called Forbidden Planet that I'm going to check out. It's a giant collectible comic book store. Wonder if I can find some unique UK back issues that you couldn't find here. I don't know. Maybe Steve can give you some pointers on what to look for when it's.
Of course he can.
No? Yes?
In the UK, I
Yeah.
don't know.
If you want to give me a list of things to find that I can send you.
He's gonna tell
to
you
be honest,
off.
I don't really know what UK books are hot. I always go with obscure licensed stuff, no matter where you are. That's the key.
Yeah. We are spending some time in Denmark and Norway, so if I happen to come across one in Oslo or something, I might stop in while we're walking by and see what kind of comics are in there. Like I don't have standard stuff, but is it in English? Is it in Danish? Is it in
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it'll be
That'll
fun.
be sweet though.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back